We have Professor joining us now. Great that we have the chairman of the commission. Hello, good morning to you, Professor. Can you hear me?
Yes, good morning.
Oh, that's great. You're welcome to the platform. Thank you, Professor, for making out time to speak to us this morning out of your tight schedule. Before we look at your readiness for the council polls, Professor, so many of the opposition members kicked against your appointment, saying that you're a card-carrying member of the PDP. We would want you to know. We would want to know your reaction to this.
Well, I don't know where they got the information from. Before I was appointed, I wasn't any card-carrying member of any party. They had gone to my ward at Abia, precisely Mkpa ward, and searched through the register all the documents that they have. They didn't see my name there. That was long before I was sworn in. I think they had an inkling that I was going to be sworn in, and people went ahead of my appointment to investigate, unknown to me. They didn't see my name on any of those documents. The fact that I served in several capacities in the state does not make me a card-carrying member of any party. When I served as a commissioner for education, I didn't belong to any party. I was appointed on my own merit. When I served as the vice chancellor of the university, I contested among several others, and by God's special grace, I was appointed. And after that, as SSG, the sitting governor said he saw the excellent performance by me as a vice chancellor, and therefore he wanted me to replicate that ingenuity in the office of the SSG. So that was the basis of my appointment. Not because I was a card-carrying member. In fact, it was because I was not a card-carrying member, because he said specifically to me that he knew that if he threw it open for discussion by the party members, that many of them would argue that I was not a member. I didn't join them in the campaigns, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, and therefore I was not going to be appointed SSG. So I wasn't appointed SSG because I was a card-carrying member of the party, but purely as a technocrat whose competence the sitting governor thought was necessary for the smooth and successful running of his administration. But we're in a democracy and people are free to make comments.
Okay.
People are free to make comments. That's the beauty of democracy. And the duty of the press is to clarify the issues. And that's why I thank you for what you're doing, giving me the opportunity to explain to people what the true situation is. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, Professor. We're only doing our job. Sir, some persons are saying that it could be un-Nigerian for the ruling party not to clear the polls in recent local government elections that we've seen, of course, in some states. Would it be different in Abia State?
Only a magician or a prophet can predict what will happen before it does happen. And I think that the duty of every party is to vote, not just to vote, but to defend their votes. And it is traditional for people who lose elections to shout foul play, foul play, foul play. It's normal in this country and elsewhere. I can't predict what the mood of the people would be. And that's why my advice is people to go to the polls and slug it out. the chairman of the Independent Electoral Commission will not be in the polling booths. His duty is to announce the results as certified and verified and presented to him. So that's why I say people should go and vote and defend their votes. Because I have discussed with my commissioners and they all know that the elections have to be credible, that there's got to be a level playing ground for all political parties, that there isn't going to be any favoritism for anybody. And therefore, that's what the situation is. So if any person or persons or party or parties would fail to do their homework and they want to blame their failure on the ABSEC, I would say right away that will not be fair to ABSEC. And I advise that people should do the right thing. I assure everybody that there's going to be a level playing ground. Yesterday when I unveiled the program, people were asking me similar questions as you are asking now.
Okay.
And I said exactly what I have said. There's going to be a level playing ground for everybody. People should go slug it out in the polls and defend their votes so that you don't blame anything on ABSEC. We'll merely be doing our duty as impartial judges. Thank you.
All right, we still have more questions for you. In case you're joining, it is the platform, the pinnacle of all discussions on Flow 94.9 FM with Michael Oni. And of course, we're speaking with the chairman of the Abia State Independent Electoral Commission, Professor Mkpa. Of course, it's no longer news. Of course, in case you're just hearing it, there will be local government election in this state, Abia State, on the 19th of December 2020. Now, Professor, what plans do you have to, first of all, inspire confidence in all the parties to participate in the process and also encourage the voters to cast their ballots?
Thank you very much. I think that part of what we are doing now is a step in that direction. We want to assure all political parties that there will be a level playing ground. We want to assure them that there will be fair play. My commissioners already know this.
Okay.
Now, people are encouraged to go and vote. You see, when people fail to vote, sometimes it's a defeatist attitude. If somebody thinks that he doesn't have all it takes to win, such a person might decide to pull out and then blame his or her action on the lack of confidence on ABSEC. I encourage everybody, I encourage all political parties to go ahead and vote. In doing so, they should adhere strictly to the COVID convention and protocols. They should do so without fear of any unwholesome thing happening to them, because there'll be security all over the places to make sure that there is no violence. We'll ensure that everybody who comes out is protected. We'll ensure that there will be no infringement on any person's rights or privileges. We'll ensure that elections are done the way they ought to be done. You see, what is the fear? What is the threat? We constitute the threat. The individuals, the party members constitute the threat. Our thinking is that if anybody believes that he is not going to make it, he begins to foment trouble in order to ensure a cancellation or a that kind of a thing. You disparage the activities of ABSEC. That will not be tolerated. I believe Abians are orderly people, they are disciplined people, and I want us to carry that discipline into the polling booths and do the thing the way we want to do them. I believe, and as I said yesterday, ABSEC needs all the prayers by all and sundry. We need all the prayers for success. If God has destined that I am going to be the chairman of a given local government area, I don't think that any human being is greater than God. So while we pray to God, we as human beings must come out and vote. Unless you vote, God will not see a platform on the basis of which to act to enthrone you as chairman or councillor. But if there's a self-defeatist attitude, in which case you surrender even before you go to the war front, you don't blame God. So I want to encourage all political parties to show up and be disciplined, be orderly, so that the elections will come and go in a very peaceful manner. Thank you very much.
Okay, Professor, there was a time the issue of funding was on the front burner concerning local government elections in Abia State. And of course, we want to know, do you have you been supported financially to conduct this local government election in Abia State successfully?
We will be properly funded. The governor of the state, I believe, is conscious of the centrality of the elections in bringing about their needed democracy at the third tier of government. So I believe that he knows, and he hasn't done anything to suggest that he doesn't know. There's nothing we've asked for that he has said he will not give to us. So I don't have any fear at all. The government is ready to fund the elections. I don't see any problem of underfunding so far.
Okay, then democracy in its true essence can be found at the grassroots. You will agree with me. And finally, just before I let you go this morning, Professor, are you really impressed with the way elections into local government areas have been carried out in the past?
You see, I delivered a lecture somewhere at some time ago at Hotel Royal Downgrade, and I presented the statistics of voter apathy all along. I think that lecture was about 2 years ago, 2018. It was disturbingly surprising that Abia State registered the lowest in the 36 states of the Federation, plus Abuja. Abia State registered the lowest attendance at the polling booths. The statistics revealed terrible voter apathy on our side. And in that situation, how can you blame government for non-performance when you refuse to come to cast your vote for the credible candidate of your choice? So it's not a thing that we begin today or that began yesterday. It's been like that. The trend has been like that. I don't know why. Is it? I imagine that it has to do with ignorance of the workings of government. It could also be attributed to disenchantment by the people, or a combination of all. It could also be our people think they are busy. They may also think they are business people, and therefore this governance belongs to the civil servants and to other people. But they forget that it is the policy makers that will also determine the direction of the economy. What we do in governance will propel the nature of the economy. If government tars the roads then there will be freer movement of goods and services. You see how government activity is affecting the economy. This is the voter education that we really need. So I think that as time goes on, we shall intensify activities in line with the need to educate our people to appreciate that they just have to show greater interest in the politics of the day. Unless we do, we will continually have ourselves to blame for whatever we see in governance. If you think that your local government chairman is not doing well, you have an opportunity to vote him out and enthrone whoever you think you have greater confidence in. This is so at all tiers of government, at all levels. So we call on our people to show greater interest and commitment in politics. Let them come out and vote. Unless they do, of course, they have themselves to blame.
Interesting.
Thank you.
All right. I want to appreciate your time this morning. I would have loved us to continue this conversation, but due to your tight schedule, I would like to release you now, Professor. But we will keep a tab on the commission, and of course, keep getting in touch with you concerning development as far as the local government election that will hold in December is concerned. Thank you very much, Professor, for speaking to us on the platform this morning.
Thank you. I sincerely appreciate your commitment.
You're welcome.